Welcome back to the round 1 game of GP Florence, and we have Espithel versus Elmikkino. Espithel is on mono blue Fliers, or I guess it's not mono blue, it's blue-white now. But yeah, they're on blue-white Fliers, or as they like to call it, Canahawk. And it's a lot worse now that Tile Spite has been nerfed to sorcery speed. They're going to try to run this deck again, and prove to everyone else that this deck does have legs. Meanwhile, Elmikkino is on their Reflected Veil combo deck. It's a combo deck that tries to use Cinder Veil, which allows you to cast Reflected Moment from Exile for just 4 mana, and then you take 2 extra turns, and then you try to Reflected Veil again during your extra turns to get even more extra turns. And yeah, just trying to take infinite turns, make sure your opponent never gets to play again. I mean, Espithel is definitely keeping this hand because it has Phantasmal Owl, it has some decent creatures to go along with it. They can try to land the town on turn 2, although it's not as good against Elmikkino's deck because it's so many different card types. Meanwhile, Elmikkino's, they're still thinking about the Tabia, I guess. So Elmikkino keeps in, doesn't first mate, which makes sense. They don't really have anything good to first mate away. Elmikkino plays out their turn 1 Phantasmal Owl probably, and passes. Elmikkino draws Kellum Weller, which isn't a land. I think Elmikkino just really wants lands right now. Elmikkino had to play their Corpse Bet tapped, for no value, exiling nothing. They're probably just dropping their turn 2 Tau, right? I guess they can also do Tanya plus Parrot to attack for 3 with the Owl, but yeah, they're just going to Tau instead. And they named Sorcery with Tau, which I guess that makes sense. Although it's not going to hit anything in Elmikkino's hand right now, because Elmikkino's not actually holding a sorcery. Elmikkino's going to play Dawson's Loot, mill 2 cards, try to draw into more lands. Unfortunately, they milled the lands and drew the spells. Well, at least they have 2 card types off the Brine Fleet Bay. But I think Elmikkino really wanted to mill some non-artifact cards off Dawson's Loot. Oof, 2 Cinder Veils. Yeah, that's not what they wanted to mill. They'd rather draw that. At least they have their 3rd land for next turn. And yeah, Espithel plays Chatting Parrot, allowing them to loot. They find Griffin Country. I think they just bottom Harm's Way here because there's nothing in Elmikkino's deck that really gets hit by Harm's Way. Though Espithel swings in. I guess they're keeping up Cosmic Sinkhole instead of playing out Panya for an extra damage off Phantasmal Owl. That's probably a good decision because you'd rather keep up counters for the opponents.
I mean, 3 mana, they can't really do anything. I guess they can play like Valor or whatever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do that much there.
Well,
and Sorcery in particular looks pretty good because it taxes the Time Walk twice.
Right. I think that's a good point. Tell on Sorcery means that Elmikkino needs way more mana to combo off. But the good news for Elmikkino at least is that Karaja Hetegex answers Tau really nicely.
Yeah, and can't even get countered or anything.
I guess Espithel's thinking about end of turn Panya, because Elmikkino might be holding up some instant speed stuff that they can do after Espithel taps out for Panya.
I mean, I would probably panic here, but...
I mean, yeah, I would also Panya. I mean,
Cinderella is very far away, so...
Yeah, you can always hold up Cosmic Sinkhole for Cinderella next turn. Not to mention Tau exists.
Yeah, and like, this Hidagus can't even get Sinkhole.
Yeah, so Panya comes down, end of turn. Espithel's just going to Karaja Hetegex during their opponent's turn, right? It's not...
Yeah, I guess we can Karaja the Owl here?
Yeah, the turn after that, they can Karaja the Tau.
You know, this Griffin counter is pretty damn good right now.
Yeah. That's actually a lot of pressure, and Elmikkino needs to Karaja Hetegex now. Are they going to counter Griffin? No, they're going to kill Tau instead of Phantasmal Owl.
So
does killing Tau open up any lines that they didn't have?
This is 8 damage.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather just kill the owls to prevent damage, and then
I would
kill Tau later.
Yeah, like they don't even have any sorceries right now, at least.
Yeah.
5 kill Tau there.
Okay, maybe they kill Tau because they're hoping to top deck Vine Collapse because that's the only thing that saves them.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But that's, I mean, are you sure that's the only thing that saves you here? Like if you Karaja Hetegex the Owl here, then you take 2 less. Okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah, you need to top deck Vine Collapse or else you die. And it seems like Elmikkino never got it. So Espithel is going to take game 1, a very fast game. So look at the sideboards. Espithel is going to definitely bring in more counter spells. They've got Power Scatter, and they got Power Jam. Does that do anything in this matchup? I mean, it stops the combo for a turn, but at the same time...
Is Elmi gonna bring Villainy here?
Let's look at Elmikkino. Yeah, Villainy.
Villainy seems pretty good here, even though it's pretty easy to answer, right? With all the counters in the deck.
Yeah, but if you resolve it, then you win.
Decay also seems good. Afterlife seems okay.
Yeah. So I think Elmikkino is mostly just going to bring in stuff that beats the creatures, and then Villainy is definitely a good backup plan for that. And then Espithel just brings in Power Scatter, Mortals, Spell Pierce, and then maybe Power Jam if they're worried about the combo turn. Okay, and then game 2's underway. Espithel draws. Actually,
Imperial Claim. Does Imperial Claim do much in this matchup?
Exile's an artifact.
Oh, it can exile Villainy, I guess.
Oh yeah, good point. That's why Espithel brought it in, and Elmikkino mills 2 lands off Dawson's Loot, which is not what they want. They'd rather mill some more card types. Mostly stuff that doesn't, because lands can sack themselves. Well, I mean, Elmikkino has turn 3 Villainy.
Yeah, and then it gets answered the claim, and then the second Villainy gets scattered.
Oh, they have 2 Villainies, huh?
Yeah, they also have the Sweeper.
Yeah, and Espithel knows what's in Elmikkino's hand. They see 2 Villainies. They're probably laughing to themselves, thinking about how clever they are for boarding an Imperial Claim.
Yeah, that means they can just Sunrise River here.
I mean, they can, but you want to play a 2-drop here, right? Because otherwise you're just wasting mana, so you might as well play out Griffin Country. Oh, right, you already attacked.
I think those just pass and hold up white, but also, Griffin Country could work, but I would just hold up the white mana here.
Yeah, because you can Imperial Claim the Villainy right away. And that means next turn you have Power Scatter up for the second Villainy. Elmikkino fetches now. Oh, Corpse Bed. Not what they want, probably.
Yeah, looks like not a very good draw, but...
I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Whatever.
So you Villainy, and then the first villain gets killed by Imperial Claim. And, you only have 1 card type in the graveyard right now. Well, you can sack Dawson's Loot, so that's 2, and then this Villainy that gets... Oh, Power Scatter exiles, never mind. I was thinking about how Elmikkino can then avail for the third Villainy, but they can't, because if Villainy gets Power Scattered, then there's still only 2 card types.
Wow, now they have 2 Powder Scatterers. That sounds pretty difficult to beat.
Yeah.
Like, you probably can still try to cast Villainy, but...
Actually, do you just Bell's Descent here instead of... Well, no, you're gonna Villainy. Okay, sure.
I mean, whatever thing gets exiled, it doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah, well, Titanic.
And Titanic also. Yeah, it doesn't do anything because... Wait, yeah. Why is Villainy in the graveyard?
Oh, well, Espithel catches it right away.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, if Elmikkino gets the third card type in the yard, they can tend to avail for Violent Collapse. Or at least try to do that.
I mean, like...
Espithel only has 1 more Power Scatter.
I don't know, he's attacking for 5 every turn and has counters up. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
Looks pretty green for Elmikkino.
Yeah.
Northland. Oh, wait. They also can just untap and time walk with Penny and they just wins, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is just deterministically lethal.
Honestly, Espithel probably could have just played out Griffin Country with the Sunrise River so that they untap Sunrise River during opponent's turn and still have Power Scatter up.
I think they're going to hold up Penya and then...
Third Tindavail. That's not what you want to draw when you're stuck on only 2 card types in the yard. Is there a 2-mana spell that Elmikkino can Tindavail for?
It actually doesn't matter what they're doing because their first spell got scattered and then the Penya comes in and takes an extra turn.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, they're going to Titanic Fossil. Mill themselves, I guess.
Yeah, but does it even do anything?
They might mill into Violent Collapse, I guess.
Find the prop and emissary, but it doesn't do it.
Well, I mean, Titanic Fossil lets you cast any card, so they can cast Profane Emissary, but yeah, not very good.
Yeah, like, I'm not just that here.
Like, yeah, Profane Emissary doesn't actually block anything, so maybe it was just better to bring back Dawson's Loot for another go.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter with this hand, yeah, but... I mean, if Elmi untaps with emissary, they get a 4/4 lifelinker. It's better than Dawson's Loot, if you ask me.
I guess, but at the same time, you're trying to get card types into your yard for Tindavail. The self-only might be better.
Yeah,
well, I mean, all that discussion kind of moot right now when Elmikkino is just going to die to Panya Tail, but maybe it could have mattered because Elmikkino doesn't know what's in Espithel's hand. And yeah, so Espithel wins over Elmikkino in 2 very quick games, showing just how powerful the blue Fliers deck can be if things go well. And yeah, Espithel picks up a win for Cannon Hawk.